Hello, Kyle and Liam. It's Dad. I wanted to have a little chat with you by YouTube, unfortunately. It's the only way I could get time with you. Um, and this is a very difficult moment for me. I never know where quite to start. And but the last thing that I put out there for you guys was a letter written by a psychologist that deals with families in our situation. A gentleman by the name Dr. Craig Childress. And that letter that I read, on video, pretty much communicated, what's going on and what needs to be done. I don't know much more I can do. All I can tell you is that Daddy is going to stand up for himself. He's going to stand up for his rights, and he's going to help other people with this problem. And I'm awfully sorry that you're in a position of being in the middle of the conflict, or feeling like you're in the middle of the conflict. And you need to know right off the bat, it's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you. You should be freely allowed to love Mommy and Daddy together the same, and have access the same. But in our situation, you don't. And there's nothing I can do about it. I cannot force Mommy to help you love Dad. And that's just basically what it's coming down to. You know what I mean? I would not do to Mommy what she is doing, or what I believe she's doing to me. And if you think that I'm wrong or I'm out of line, then I need to know this, and we need to discuss it. And no way, shape, or form did I ever think that my life would turn out and go this way. And and I might be disappointing some people right now, because a lot of people seem to think that I should be down and out, and and want to hurt myself or something. And that's just not the case. You know what I mean? This is about normal stuff. This is about parents loving their children. And and in a separated situation that we're in, it's although difficult, it's achievable. We could manage it, but you have to have participation and folks willing to work together. And I'm willing to work together with Mom, but we have an agreement in place, but Mom doesn't want to live up to that agreement. And unfortunately, I can't make her. Our court system can't make her, or they're not willing to make her. You know what I mean? And this is where we're at. I'm in a position to tell you boys, Kyle and Liam, that you have to fight for what you believe. You have to fight for your own heart. And if it's right now not to have me excluded from your life, I guess I have to accept that. You know what I mean? Well, I really don't accept that. But I'm going to have to live with it. And no man or no mom should ever have to be in this position that I'm sitting in right now. No way, no how. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people taking advantage of the family conflict that really makes it worse. And we're talking about our court system. And really what it comes down to is, I'm available to you boys. I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm a great resource for you. I'm more than happy to help you with school, with your sports, your activities. And it's extremely, extremely disappointing that I can't be involved in that. And that, the other parent, Mommy, doesn't want me involved. There's no reason why Mom and I can't find a way to cooperate and come to an agreement on things. But, your boys are going to, each year, you're going to get a year older. You're going to grow, and Part of my job as a father is to help you become men. Boys, you don't ever want this to happen to you, ever. And in my opinion, the proper example is not being set for you in this regard. You know, men or parents in our position should not be abused the way I'm being abused. And unfortunately, I have to be assertive in how I feel about things and let people know that, what's happening. I need to expose the problem. And this is probably a difficult thing for you to hear, and you're probably seeing some videos with me on it that probably upset you. But unfortunately, Dad has to do what Dad has to do. I'm not going to apologize for it. And I love you boys very much. I have nights where I'm down and out, and I cry. I think Kyle, you told me the same thing. You wish things could go back to the way they were. The times with Nanny and Bill out in Utah and Arizona, the things that we did together, mini bike, going fishing, going to the beach, having catch with the lacrosse, playing soccer, bike rides, all those things, amusement parks, and just hanging out, watching a movie, or just having a nice conversation between father and son. You're being denied that at this moment. And I can't help restore it. And it's very frustrating for me. But because the ball is not in my court. I don't live in your home anymore. But that doesn't mean that I'm not there in your heart, or I can't be there, or how you could have access to me anytime. We have all this technology, computer, cell phones, email. There's all ways to kind of get in touch with me, but none of it ever happens. I've given you phones. I have actually created an email for you. I sent the information in on a card, but apparently you probably didn't get that card. And Daddy is not willing to be a United States Post Office dad. Just not. And I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But you have to fight for what you believe is right for you. And I don't expect you to agree with everything that I'm saying. I think there are probably things that I'm saying to you you may not understand completely. And we need help dealing with that. Somebody like Dr. Childress would be a great resource for us to help us work through these problems. But then again, one side has to say okay. And I'm okay with it. But would Mom be okay with it? My history tells me no, she's not. I tried to get help for us, and Mom's just not interested in that type of thing. And very tough, boys, very tough. And I love you very much, and I'm here. No one could ever tell me to my face that I wasn't here, or I wasn't available, or I was a deadbeat dad. Nobody. And let me be clear. I pay child support every month. Every month it gets taken from my New York City Police Department pension for your benefit. And we have a written agreement. And I hate to say this, boys, but when I go to court, the judge and the lawyers basically tell me, and the referee tell me, we're really not good. They're not really going to do anything to Mrs. Gilligan. And there's no type of punishment, But I need you to understand something, boys, because you're men. You're going to be men someday. If you don't pay child support in our country, you get put in jail. You get put in jail. I have a friend of mine whose kids go to school with you in Rocky Point. This is what happens to men and parents. Could be a mom too, but mostly men get put in jail when they don't make their child support. And it could be a situation where they lose their job and they can't get a job. There's, people have problems and they fall down on their luck, and they need time to recover. But I'm worth more than any amount of money that I could ever give in child support. You cannot put a price on a father and child relationship. You just can't. But our system has done it. And this is why I fight, because these people have to be stopped. And I plan to be a part of that movement that, knocks on the door and tell them to wake up, because, it's just got to stop. So boys, understand this, you know what I mean? You could be upset with me. We could get together and have a conversation, and you could yell and scream at me to get things off your chest in order to move forward. But I don't know when that'll ever happen, because, and I don't want it to happen when you're 18, 20 years old. I really don't want it to happen then, but Dad's got to move on with his life too. I'm not just going to sit by and be unhappy and stick my thumb in my mouth because, I didn't see my sons because, somebody didn't want me to see them. I'm not going to go on too much longer. But if anybody disagrees with me, even in the family, all your stepsisters and brothers, they could reach out to me. You have my phone number. They could call me anytime. Nobody has ever contacted me defending your mother's position. Nobody. And they never will. You have to ask yourself why. And Kyle, don't be so worried about people telling you that they're not going to talk to you because you have a relationship with your father. If they're telling you that, these people are not your family and they're not your friends. And unfortunately, this father is not one to hide in the closet and deal with it alone without making any waves. I want to confront this problem head on. And that's what needs to be done. Anybody wants to talk to me, from Uncle Tony, Uncle Hank, Aunt Teresa, they could call me anytime. Anytime. They want to defend Mommy's position, or they want to dispute what I'm doing on YouTube. Didn't have to be this way. Totally unnecessary. I would have preferred it to happen another way. I prefer to be out on the Great South Bay fishing with you guys right now. We're having a catch or riding a bicycle that have to do what I'm doing right now. But this is where I am. And Daddy is not going to resort to violence. He's not going to resort to doing drastic things like some people do. I was a police officer for 24 years. I'm not going to throw that away. Just not going to do it. Just understand, boys, you have a choice. And you have to fight for what you want. And fighting for another parent, a dad, in this situation, is worth fighting for, I believe. And you have to let somebody know it. Very difficult conversation. And I'm really only talking to the computer right now. But if you get a chance, and hopefully if you're listening to this at some point, it rings a bell. And like I said, I don't expect you to be happy about what I'm saying. But it's just reality. And I don't deal with anything else but the truth and reality and the fact of things. I love you, Kyle. I love you, Liam. I'm here. And I'm here. I'll see you.